Howdy, my medical coding family. How's everybody doing today? Happy Monday. Katie, thanks for joining the medical coding membership on YouTube. Hey, Go-Kart. Hey, Angela. Hey, Cynthia. Good to see you. Hey, Kat. Hey, Marcy. How's it going? Hi, everybody on TikTok. Good to see you guys. Let me bring up the first question for myself. I have it up for you guys, but let me bring it up on my screen. Let's go. Where is it at? There we go. Yes, thank you for saying happy birthday. Yes, today is, let's see, 54 today. Yay. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, everybody. Yes. Thank you, guys. So one cool thing about this question is that there is like a little separation. If you know, it makes sometimes these questions a little easier. If you are doing gunshot wounds, stabbings, probably shouldn't say these on live, or masses, or a lipoma. Let me see if you're doing any of those type of medical coding, then you're always in the 20,000s. Anything else like your carcinomas, your cancers, your unspecified benign lesions, anything else, lacerations, repairs, any of that kind of stuff is all done in the 10,000s. So if you know that in your medical coding book, write it in somewhere, that masses, if you're removing a mass, if they specifically call it a mass, or a lipoma, then you know you're in the 20,000s. If they say it is squamous cell carcinoma or a lesion or a wart, anything else, it's always in the 10,000s. So that is super helpful to know during your exam. More than likely you'll see a question where two of your answers are going to be in the integumentary section and two of them will be in the musculoskeletal section. All they're testing you for is to see if you knew what I had just written out. But there is your question. You guys let me know in chat what you guys think is the available or correct answer while I work on getting something to drink here. I don't feel like I have enough options in front of me. I've got hot tea on one side and an energy drink on the other. I need water. Where is water? Hot tea is almost like water, but not altogether. Where is I got watermelon water. What is this from? It's sparkling watermelon water. 0 calories. What is it made out of? Carbonated water and natural flavors. Bug wings. Okay. We don't have to worry about the modifier on this one because it is the same on every answer. What are we doing? We are doing, well, we did an incision down to the bone for some reason. And we removed that wire from that area and we added some stitches. Where are we? Are we in the integumentary system or are we in the musculoskeletal system? Since we're down to the bone, what would we be doing? Thank you, Callie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all put in chat what you think the answer is. Thank you for the 2,000 taps on TikTok and the shares. How many we got on YouTube? The next time I'll be able to go live is on Friday. And I've already got the link up for that. I got 8 likes on the YouTube video and 15 people on. Thank you much, guys. Joy says B. What's everybody on the YouTube say? Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, everybody, for all the birthdays. Yay. Those are so pretty. Marcy says B also. You are correct. We're just doing a removal, and we were right there in the 20,000s this time. All right. Another one that's got a little difference, you know. We've got 2 of them in integumentary and 2 of them in musculoskeletal. If I'm looking for similarities, I've got 2 of them that start off with the 215. I would probably hyperfixate on those 2 simply because the 116 and the 114 are numerically different. But I can also look for key terms. If I'm doing a benign excision, I know it's 14 because that second and third digit in the integumentary system, if it is a 14, means it is a benign excision. If the second and third digit is a 16, I know that it is a cancerous excision. So those are things I can look out for. But what I would do is go to my CPT book, look up my differences between the 52 and the 55 here, and put the key words of those 2 differences in my head, and then just skim the question for those 2 differences. So it's just a size difference. Anything over 3 is going to be the 52, and anything under a 3 is going to be the 55. Very interesting how the mama code is the bigger number, but the child code is for the bigger size. It's very unusual to have code numbers in that pattern. Yep, check your headers. Good job, kitty kitty. I took my CPC exam last week and I passed. Who is that? Flower, congratulations. Yay. She is over here on TikTok. That is awesome. I hope I had a little help involved in helping you pass that exam. A little bit easier and less stressful than it would have been, and made a little difference in your life. Positively, hopefully. Congratulations. So proud of you and happy. Did you see anything on the exam that you've never heard me go over? Like, was there a vocabulary term or something that just shocked you and you were like, I had no idea what or where to even find that answer? Great, Flower. That's awesome news. I'm in my last week of school, but I still have so much trouble with the cases with multiple codes. I wouldn't worry about that, Kate. The cases seem to be the easiest things on the exam. Most people fret over them, and then when they get to taking their exams, they're the easiest ones. Just look at the headers. Flower said, yeah, the cases were easy. See? Don't fret over them. Don't worry about it. Practice your speed with the questions. Just the normal multiple choice, getting through all the questions in 120 seconds. Dividing the available answers into twos usually helps. Looking for similarities, that kind of stuff. Been putting off taking my exam because I'm worried that I will fail. Girl, you just sitting here, you know, pausing your life, right? I'm too much of a Gen X to do that, you know. I'm a leaper, so I just leap. Just take it. You've bought 2 attempts, hopefully, and you need to take it to see what to expect anyway. So just go for it. You've spent all this time, you've spent all this money, and your life is paused until you pass. You've got 2 attempts. Go take it. See if you can't pass, but don't put your, don't be devastated at your score. Be proud of yourself for leaping and going for it, and then use it as a learning experience. Whether you're taking it in person or at a testing center, try to fold up the ends of the pages of the available answers on the exam so that when you get back home, you'll know at least the pages with fold edges have codes on them that were used as possible answers during the exam, because we can't mark them like we used to with highlighters or whatever. If you take it in person, sometimes they'll allow you to highlight. Because they just send you into a room and there's no one watching you question by question do the exam. So you might be able to highlight if you take it in person. But use it as a learning experience. Go for it, girl. See what you can do. I'm so glad you found me too, Kate. Take those practice exams that are available online also. I'm also nervous I haven't learned enough to get a job, and I'm happy that I have the extra practice. Yeah, well, it's all different in real life. None of it will be in a paper book, and none of it will be that you're coding. You won't have a patient chart that says you did that K-wire removed and they want you to find the medical code for it. That doesn't happen. You already get it coded. Everything is sent over to you. All you're doing, and what you will be doing, is matching up the group requirements about the health plan and what they want you to bill. Do they want a modifier? Do they not want a modifier? They all have all their own little rules and templates. The employer will give you templates based off their experience of what is commonly coded. If they have Medicare as primary, secondary, what rules apply to what, and which code gets coded, whether it's HIPICS or CPT or a modifier or not. It will be all different. You'll know the codes that you're going to use. You just need to know how to apply them appropriately based off some templates. And it will only be based off your individual employer and how they bill. It will change with each employer. So they have to train you no matter what on new patterns and new rules and regulations. None of this that you're trying to learn and memorize for a job is going to be applicable. So don't worry about that. I swear. Just get the certification. That's all you need. No, you don't read the cases. What do you guys think is the answer for this one? I'm afraid about taking it as well. I have bad testing anxiety. Are you practicing DEF? Yes, they are harder than A, B, and C for sure. And they have some fill in the blanks. Not that the exam has fill in the blanks, but they do have some fill in the blanks, which is kind of nice to see something and play with something different and new. B is correct. Good job, Stephanie. What do you guys think is the answer to this one? Just by looking at the answers. What do you think? Do we use the ×4 at the CPT code? Or would we add the 53 to the 52 with the 51 modifier? Are those common patterns seen with this set of codes? Or would we be more likely to be B and C? What do you guys think the answer is without looking at the case? If you're in the 2025 CPT book, on page 135, there's a parenthetical they often ask on the exam. It's underneath the CPT code 20206. It's the last parenthetical that says, for excision of a muscle tumor, deep, C-specific anatomical location. Just so you know. Anyway, 20550 is on 136, and we're doing injections of tendons. Our differences between the tendons and their injections is whether we're doing single or multiple. If we're doing the tendon itself or just its surrounding sheath or ligament. how many trigger points we're doing. And since we have codes that are for the single or multiple trigger points based off the number of muscles that are used, 1 to 2 or 3 or more, it doesn't look like anything in this code set has the word each in it at all. If a CPT code descriptor has the word each in it, then that means you can times it. So I don't see anything like that. Also, you have a parenthetical that says you cannot code the 52 with the 53. So that gets rid of A and D. So we know that we have to choose an answer that has to be B or C, either one. And that is just based off the trigger points or the muscles. And there's your question. Good job. No, the 2020 CPT book cannot be used. You need to use a 2025 or a 2024. There are some 2024 CPT books on eBay that are around $60 to $65 with free shipping, and they're brand new if you are looking to get one as cheap as possible mailed to you. Check eBay. Not an auction price, but like buy now price. You can like offer them a price that's a little lower and see if you can't get it a little bit cheaper, but been having good luck with them. Indeed, another B with this one. So all you had to do was count your muscles, right? We have 4 trigger points injected. We also have a muscle here, a muscle here, and a muscle here. So we've got 3 muscles. And this one will do 1 to 2 muscles. And this one does 3 plus. And they just wanted to know, could you count the number of muscles? That's all they wanted to see in that question. It's a really good question. All right. What do you guys think is the answer for this one? If we're doing F5, that's probably a finger, right? 60 and 61 are close. Those are integumentary. We've been in musculoskeletal the whole time these sets of questions been going on, so I would probably gravitate towards 10 and 11. What's going on with those 2 codes? 260. One's complicated and one's simple. Do we know our differences between the definitions of complicated and simple? What would make it complicated? What would make it simple? Let's look at our question. Drainage, yes. Yeah, I don't see anything in here that says like we had anything excessive or difficult, or we had to go under something to get to it. This just seems pretty standardized. So yeah, I picked B2 for that one. And that is correct. All right, let's go look at 75 and 76 because they're the closest, and they are both in the musculoskeletal section. Let's go see what our differences are. 230. 230, 75 and 76. All right, they're both mama codes. One's subcutaneous and one of them is subfascia. They want to know, do we know the differences between those two words, subcutaneous and subfascia? If you look in the integumentary section at the very front of the chapter, you've got the anatomy picture of the structure of the skin. If you're in the 2025 book, it's on page 83. Subfascia is, going to be below our subcutaneous tissue. It's going to be below all that fatty yellow area that's in the bottom of that picture. So we would be below that area if we're in the 76. And we would be in the fatty tissue if we're in the 75 area. There's our question. Do you know where the proximal aspect of this muscle is located? What does proximal mean? Proximal is near the middle center of the tres minor muscle, right? And we dissected a large mass that included ligaments. What do you guys think? Indeed, A is correct. Good job. All right, what do you guys think is the answer for this one? Without looking at the question. do the process of elimination with looking for the similarities also. What do you guys think would be the answer? There is a better view on YouTube in case you guys are having trouble with the glare from this dang TV screen. I wish it would focus better without all the little liney lines, but if you're looking for similarities, A and C both start out with the same answer, same modifiers. We don't have to worry about that. They also have the same secondary code and the same ending modifiers. The only difference is the 51 and the 76. What are those modifiers? 51 is multiple procedures and 76 is a repeat procedure by the same physician. Which modifier is more likely, right, out of those two? If we're billing for 2 CPT codes. Multiple procedures, usually. I mean, unless they say something about patient had this done the other day and then we're back and we're doing it again, it's more likely it's going to be that 51. Plus, the 51 is also in one of our throwaways, which is D. It's the same modifier listed twice. It seems to be a pattern with AAPC. So I like C. I agree with you guys, but let's check it out and make sure that we're not doing a repeat. But isn't that fun magic? You don't even have to really technically read any of the questions. You can look for similarities and patterns in the available answers and pick out the correct answer without looking at the questions. That's the ultimate win-win goal situation there. Keep you out of this propaganda, keep you confused. Some of these terms are super helpful to mark up in your book. A lot of things inside the CPT book are listed and look very similar as far as CPT code descriptions. You could have the same transverse palmar fractures or incisions or whatever the procedure is listed multiple times in the CPT book, but the only difference is the word distal or proximal. Those are very important words to go through the entire CPT code book and color them up different, like blue for distal and green for proximal. And then that way you know to look through the exam question for those words first thing to make sure that you're in the right code set, because anything that was done proximal, you would get rid of those answers for this question because nothing's proximal. It's all distal. And that will help you in your exam. All right, what do you guys think is the answer for this one without looking at the question? We have 2 sets. 2 of them are 271 and 2 of them are 272. I wonder if there's a header differences between those 2 codes. 271 is what? $271.30. and 25, and then 272. Yep. What are your header differences between those codes? We're not going to the CPT code descriptions itself for those codes. We're going to the blue headers. Hey Studio, how's it going? Yes, this is how the exam is actually, yes. We've been doing kind of like a mock exam for the musculoskeletal system this entire live. You'll only have 6 questions on the exam for musculoskeletal, but I got a few extra here, but these are common areas, common questions. I do this every week, and all the replays are available on my YouTube channel also. Yep. There's thousands of hours of practice questions available on YouTube. I even have practice exam questions available for you on my website at medicalcodingbyjen.com. If you sign into my website, then you get access to my free practice exam question area. I do have an $8 membership that'll give you access to hundreds and hundreds of practice exam questions for $8 a month. And I just updated some E&M questions and ICD-10 ones and risk adjustment ones last night. So you got new questions there. If you've got or have been doing or are doing a medical coding course, I uploaded a video last night for common mistakes in your practical applications that get you incorrect answers in that area. So hopefully that is helpful to the people that have purchased a course. How can I buy the prep book notes for 2024? All you got to do is go to my website at medicalcodingbyjen.com and go to the shop and buy the sections that you want, or buy the mega bundle that will give you all of the notes for CPT, ICD-10, and HipPix. Let's see. There we go. There's my website, medicalcodingbyjen.com. The free practice area is across the top. We've got home, resources, the workshop and course. I do have a free workshop coming up. And if you do want one-on-one tutoring for me, you can sign up right there. I do have a medical coding course certification for CPC. If you did want to take the course, it is right there. Free practice area is right after the blog. The blog is super helpful too. It's free. It's got job resources and free practice questions, like this one is on drug administration for infusions. It's really cool. There's respiratory coding in that blog right there, so it's all free for you. The practice exam question area is right there. And you just come to the page and you just click on what you think is the correct answer with your mouse, and then it'll pop up with the answer and rationale. Really cool. When you do buy the membership, you'll get access to all of these pages with practice questions in them, and you just click on the page like E&M. It does come with some bonus practice PDFs that you get to download that are loading up over here on the side. These PDFs are not my notes, but they're E&M stuff that I found over the internet that are super helpful. And you just click on them and it'll instantly download them to your device. And it's all about E&M coding, like pediatric coding, team conferences, self-management, critical care coding. This is anesthesia coding, ER coding, E&M evaluations, the 2024 worksheet to do E&M. That's all there, along with all these practice exam questions. This page is just for E&M practice questions. There are probably, I don't know, hundreds. I have no idea. I don't keep track of how many that are on here. And then I just keep adding new ones down here at the bottom. So you just come in here and click on the one you think is correct, and it'll instantly tell you whether you're incorrect or wrong or whatever, and give you the rationale if you're incorrect, why it's wrong. But when you do find the correct answer, it will turn green for you. So super cool. That's just all of the E&M questions. If you do the like cardiovascular or integumentary or digestive system, there's extra bonus stuff that is super helpful as far as a lot of the Appendix L stuff, and there's some cardiovascular anatomy stuff that will help out too in that area that you can download. There's some matchy-match stuff that you can match. This is our left ventricle, you know, and you can check it and see if you're correct or incorrect. It's pretty cool. And then there's some patient charts, and you just fill in where the word goes, and it'll tell you whether you're correct or incorrect. There are some flashcards. You just pick your correct answer, and it'll tell you whether you're correct or incorrect. And there's some flashcards. You just turn the other side, and it'll tell you what it means. So kind of cool. There's more matchy-match stuff, but I'll add more practice questions to the bottom as we go. But you just click on, and it'll tell you whether you're incorrect or wrong. But that's a cool little membership for access for a lot of different practice exam questions. If you want it, the shop is where you purchase my notes. You just click on the shop, and then this first section right here, it just says this is the ICD-10 notes. The first section is CPT notes, and then if you want repeat workshops, those are right there. And then if you just go down to the bottom, it's got everything there's listed, and this is the mega bundle right there. It's got that fun little art picture, and that's for everything. But everything's listed on the bottom if you want individual of whatever. If you don't like them all grouped into things. You can also do a search, like if you just want to know where cardio notes are, just type in the word cardio and it brings them up right there. So super handy dandy. Don't forget about our pocket prep. That is a great place to get access to 750 practice questions for $15 a month. They come with answers, rationales, and page numbers where the answers are. And if you do use our link, I do get like $4 of your purchase price of that $15. They split it 3 ways with me. So that's really nice. And then that money comes back to you guys as YouTube memberships. Speaking of that, let's give away some YouTube memberships while you guys work on this question. Let me give back the question here. And then if you are in my YouTube chat, be sure to comment, because I'm fixing to send YouTube some money, and it will pick winners of who gets free YouTube memberships. With the YouTube memberships, you get access to my bonus material, which is videos where I show you how to do my notes in all the sections. A little bit, not every code, but it'll get you started. The first 10 pages of every section, that kind of stuff. show you how to do the anatomy for that section, or show you how to do the first part of the ICD-10 guidelines, or whatever else I'm working on. You also get bonus workshop videos where I do mock exams with 75 to even up to 130 exam questions like we did last month. Having that YouTube membership for $5 is great, but I am going to give away 5 right now. Send YouTube some money. Spinny wheel, $26.85, tax and all. And there we go. Here comes YouTube. It's fixing to pick some winners. Michelle, Boo, Jessica, Clarissa, and Salty. Awesome, guys. I hope those YouTube memberships help you out for the next 30 days, and that way you have access to all that bonus material. Don't forget, you also get access to my podcast where I'm reading out the YouTube memberships to you guys, or not just the YouTube memberships. I'm reading out the ICD-10 guidelines to you and the E&M guidelines to you, so that you guys can listen to me read the guidelines word for word for you, sentence by sentence, but I'm telling you in layman's terms what that sentence means as I'm reading it. So that way you can digest the guidelines a whole lot better. Anyway, let me get this back set up correctly. What do you guys think is the answer? Thanks, Studio. That's awesome to hear. Somebody let a fly in the house. It's irritating me. We don't really have a lot of flies here in Arizona, so it's rare to see one. We got scorpions and roadrunners, but our little roadrunners, they eat them things. They love them. Those are little bird roadrunner things. They're too funny. They will beat the heck out of a scorpion, take out its stinger and spit it out, you know, on the ground, and then chomp on that thing. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay. What do you guys think is the answer? Cynthia says C. This one has a couple of pages. It's a little longer, but really don't need it much for this one. The podcast is only available on YouTube, so let me show you. Let's go back to this. And if you go to my website, click on that resources tab in the top corner. It'll say social media links. You can click there. And then just click on my YouTube channel. Up at the top at this YouTube channel, it's got home, videos, shorts. Shorts are a great way to do practice exam questions. I got hundreds of practice exam questions just in short little video form. You can do the lives. These are the repeat lives where I do all, answer all you guys' questions and do practice exam questions from the exam point of view. The podcast is the next link over, and this is the ICD-10 guidelines 2025 that I read out. ICD-10, and then the next podcast is Evaluation and Management Service Guidelines. You just click on it, and then it'll give you the list of all the videos underneath there. So this is all the E&M evaluation ones. Also on YouTube, if you go to the post page, which is super cool, this is just practice exam questions. They're not videos, but they are actual interactive questions. Just click on what you think is the available answer or the correct answer, and then it'll give you the explanation and rationale. You're seeing my point of view as the teacher, but when you see it, it won't give you the rationale right away or the answer. It'll just be the question and then A, B, C, or D, and then you just click on with your mouse what you think the answer is, and then it'll give you the explanation and rationale. So it's really cool. I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of those right there. My store is listed there, which also has, you know, my mouse pad that you could use during the CPC exam, which is really kind of cool because it has your MDM guidelines on it, and they might not even notice the number of complexity of problems and stuff. It also has what I do in my notes, like we underline our radiology modifiers, we mark our U and B's, we do red for arteries, blue for veins, our open procedures are green. It's kind of cool mouse pad. Anyway, we got some of that stuff in the store that's really kind of cool that you could use during your exam, I think. But that is cool, cool, cool. There's the membership videos. The last one I posted was last night, which was the common mistakes in your practical applications. Combining modifiers is one big area. Some people or some answers will have two multiple modifiers, right? A 51 and a 26. How do you know which one goes first? That kind of stuff is in that video, so that's super cool. Anyway, that is our YouTube. Back to our practice question we were working on. The answer for this one is C. I think everybody got that one too. All right, what do you guys think is the answer for this one without seeing the question? We've got two of them that are listed the same, which is the 26, and then we've got the 50 and the 51. We have two hip hixes, the 01 and the 00. I'm sure I've got some in-depth videos on ICD-10 since I've been creating YouTube videos for this stuff since 2020. So that's 5 years worth of videos. Don't forget, you can go into my videos on the YouTube channel, right? When you're there at YouTube, there's that little search thing next to the store. You see the word that says store? There's also a little search window thingy. Just type in right there what you're looking for, ICD, and type it in and hit enter, and it'll bring up all my videos on ICD-10. And then you can look for the description. ICD-10 guideline tips, multiple diagnoses is listed in the index with examples. Yeah, there's tons and tons, and it'll bring them all up for you. Very cool. We got more earthquakes. What's going on? Oh. We've been having them all day today. Of course, we would have them on my birthday, right? Now I'm imagining feeling like I feel them all the time now, since they've been going off since, like, 10 a.m. this morning. We can feel them over here in Arizona a little bit, so it's crazy. Oh, I got a matchy match on the TikTok. It's want me to do the puzzle pieces. Here we go. Good job. All right. Yep, let's check out our question and see how much of that injection we used so that we'll know which answer is correct. Probably our answer differences is going to be the 26, so it'll be A or C. If your answer starts off with the same CPT code, 99.9% of the time the answer is one of those two answers. Don't go rogue on your certification exam and pick something that's different. If your answer starts out the same with two available answers, don't look at the other available answers. Just concentrate on those two. Go look up the differences between them. Here we go. We've got 40 milligrams of Kenalog. So which answer is correct? I'm not sure how to join Discord. Okay. Back to my website. If you go to medicalcodingbyjen.com, over here on the side at the very, very beginning of the website, it's got home and then it has resources. If you click on FAQ, facts and answers, questions, that kind of thing, click on FAQ. The very first thing I have right here is, what is Discord? What does it look like? How do I join? Click on that very first question. What is Discord? Give you in-depth description of how to get Discord, how to sign up to Discord, what it looks like, what those screenshots look like once you sign in, and what it looks like, and how to find all of our rooms. The second question is even how to create your own Discord account. Be sure you have that set up first. You'll go to discord.com, sign up for your own account, verify your email address. Then you will come here to my resources tab, and you'll click on the social media link tab, and you'll bypass our Pinterest and Facebook group and YouTube and LinkedIn, our Red Note, which is the Apple, and Twitch account, and then right here is join our free Discord study group link. And now that you have on the device that you signed up and you have downloaded and whatever the account for Discord, you will click on the join now, and just click on that and it'll toss you right into our group. And it is super handy dandy and easy peasy. Back to this question, our answer is A. Good job, guys. Oh, there we go. See me get down, buddy. Just wanted to play around and see what you guys thought might be a diagnosis code that would be the correct answer for this question. If you didn't know what the question said, what do you guys think would be the available or the correct answer? Just by guessing, just by looking at them numerically, what do you guys think would be the correct answer? Thank you, Patrice. Good to see you. If anybody was wanting to take a CPC course from aapc, I have one starting up again in May. If you want books sent to you or anything, you can start signing up process on my website under workshops and tutoring. There's tons of payment options like the Afterpay. Even I'll pay for the course for you if you want me to, and you just promise to pay me and my family back, whatever. I'm not charging anything over what the school is already charging me, so I don't make any money from this. I like to teach for free. So it comes with 4 exam attempts. That's $1,000 anyway. And then I have to pay for you to be in the CPC course, which cost me everything that's in that course. I have to buy your books, I have to buy your membership, I have to buy all of it, and I get only a $25 discount off of the prices of all that crap. So anyway, it's not that it's gonna hinder me if you do. I'm just trying to give you the options. If you want to and you need a course, then it's there for you. But hopefully you guys never have to spend a dime on me and you can pass this by self-study. A course is not required. All you need to do is purchase that certification exam attempt and then pass it. That's all you need to do. The cool thing about the course is you're getting the notes that you need for the certification exam and all the PowerPoint videos that go with the course done in video form from me. So that way you can just listen to the YouTube videos in the course, which is kind of handy. Plus we did 5 hours this week of live lessons for chapters 1 and 2. So you get lots of unlimited Zoom lessons with me. So that's pretty cool. You can hit rewind on the video on YouTube and just rewind the video and it'll go back and show you where those YouTube videos are for ICD-10. Just hit rewind. Then you can catch up with the lesson. Anybody going to put in the video? Oh, thank you for the Aprils. Today is my birthday and y'all met the goal on TikTok. You guys are awesome. I forgot to set one for YouTube. They always fuss at me. Let's do one super chat goal. Oh, Travis home from school. A or B? You know, let me show you this trick, okay? Y'all listening? All right. We know the M is the same for every answer. 2 is the same for every answer. 5 is the same for every answer. The next thing we see that is the same as the 4s, that eliminates D, just simply because it's not a 4. The next 2 things that are the same are the 2 7s, right? That eliminates C. Now, the only difference is your 1 and your 4. Is there a 1 or a 4 in one of your throwaways, which is C and D? Yes, there's a 1 in one of your throwaways. So, you know your answer to this question is A, without reading a word on the question. Isn't that funny? That is a cool little trick to practice with during your exam practice. as you're doing practice exam questions, look for patterns like that. See if they turn out correct or not. Now go look up M25-471 and let me know if you think that is the correct answer. Another thing that is super handy dandy to know is that the 6-digit in an ICD-10 code, in a lot of the sections, the 1 equals right, the 2 equals left, and the 3 is bilateral. So if you have a right, you know your 6th digit has to be a 1 in ICD-10. Knowing that bit of information will also give you more confidence during your ICD-10 exam question days. Isn't that super handy dandy? Gosh, I wish I had that information when I was taking my exam. I'm so glad you like it, Elena. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Hey, Island Mountain, good to see you. I miss you. Your job is buying you books so I can start self-study. Yay! Can I still buy your tutoring? Yes. Oh, Twinkle's talking. She's one of my students in my course. Can I do that again? Really, Marcy? You want me to do it again? I can do it again. All right. We'll do it one more time. Y'all listening? All right. Your available answers. Okay. Everything is the same in your alphanumeric letter, correct? Now your numeric letters, numbers, are the same all the way down for the 2nd digit. The 3rd digit is still the same. Our 4th digit is the same for 3 of the available answers. The 5 is different, so we're going to eliminate that just because numerically it is different from the other available answers. Same thing for answer C, because the 7s are the same here, but the 8 is different than the other 2 available answers, so we'll eliminate C. So our only difference between answers A and B is a 1 and a 4. We'll look in our 2 throwaway answers and see if they happen to have either one of those numbers in them. And D does. It has a 1. So that indicates it's a, I don't know why AAPC does this, but it is a definite pattern in all of their exam questions that A is our correct answer simply because of that 6th digit right there. Also, in many sections of the ICD-10 book, like in the hearing, in the H section, in the eye, where the eyes are, or the ears, in the musculoskeletal section, the 6th digit of the ICD-10 code sequencing of these numbers, the 6th digit, which is just these numbers right here, does mean something. If the 6th digit is a 1, it equals right. If the 6th digit is a 2, that means left. If the 6th digit is a 3, it means it's bilateral. So, I would verify in my question that we did right And if we did right, I know my answer has to have a 1 in the 6th digit. And that is super handy dandy because it gives you a sense of security, right? To know that anything that is right is a 1, anything that is left is a 2, and anything that is bilateral is a 3. That is super handy to know during your certification exam and will help with your speed. And indeed, the answer is A for this one, for this question. Somebody else passed their certification exam? I see some congratulations. What's going on? Hooking up my earpiece. Did I miss somebody pass their certification exam? Hey Jen, I've been watching you all your recorded lives and I just passed my test on Friday. I know I couldn't have done it without those videos. I just wanted to come by and say thank you. Oh, I'm taking a picture of this. The name is DVRHII. Congratulations. I'm sorry I missed that earlier. Thank you guys for continuing to chat about it until I mentioned it. Take a picture of that. Ooh, I'm so proud. That is awesome. It's great to hear that I made a difference, and that is great. My intention with all my material is that you guys never spend a dime, that you just watch the videos, participate in the live lessons, practice some practice questions, copy some notes from me from the free area that's under the FAQ area that says CPT book prep. There's 3 videos there and a full page list of 8 pictures that you can watch and look at. You just click on them and it'll tell you what to do, and you can make your own notes in the book, and hopefully that will make a huge difference. You're so welcome, Marcy. I hope that helps a whole bunch. I don't know what the 4 stands for. We'll have to go look that up, Isabel. I knew somebody was going to ask me. I don't know. The only thing I need to know is 1, 2, and 3. We could go look it up and see. I don't know. 4 may not be an option in those particular areas. It probably only has to be 1, 2, or 3. I don't know. I have no idea. I'll have to go look it up. All right, here's an anatomy picture. Patrice wants to take the course. I know. You've been practicing for 2 years, though. You just need to practice more practice exam questions. And take the darn exam again. I gotta email Patrice. I gotta email her. Put me a note down. Patrice Anderson. Email about more questions. I think, let me try something with you, Patrice, because it's been a while, my Texas friend. You've spent 2 years with me. I mean, you're like up to where when you get your CPC, if you need a letter to get rid of your apprenticeship, like Go-Kart or Twinkle, I'll write it because you've done so much work with me, like 2 years worth of work. I'll write you a letter. So let me email you and see if we can't try one more thing to build up your confidence. If that doesn't work, then we'll talk about the course, but let me try one more thing. You've spent so much time in my lives. Years. Girl. All right, what do you guys think is the answer to this question? It's a really good anatomy question. 2 years in July. Yep. Marcy, you too? Are we lateral, supine, prone, or oblique? I think I'm going to trick everybody with this one. Do I see anybody with the correct answer? Oops, sorry, TikTok. Where is 9 is unspecified yet. That is correct. Where's my tiki-talkies? What do you guys think is the answer for this one? Which anatomical position has the patient lying at an angle instead of laying flat or directly on their side? You guys, which one is angle? It is not D. So try again, guys. Don't forget in your CPT book, if you are in the 2025 book, go to page XXII. It's in the very front of the book before the E&M section. You've got your positions and directions listed here. Also page XXVI also has anatomy, your body planes and your body aspect and side views, front views. This is where I want you to write the answer to this question down at, is next to this answer. Sorry, guys. I don't know where my brain is today. Why am I getting rid of oblique again? I'm looking at this, and why did I think oblique is incorrect? I don't know why. We're not lateral, right? We're not lateral, we're not supine, we're not prone. Those two are flat. Supine, we are oblique. Why did I think we weren't D? I have no idea. But oblique is correct, guys. I'm trying to make y'all's life a whole lot worse for some reason today. I think it's this fly buzzing around my head. I think I'm going to blame him. But let me go into the Q&As and get y'all the rationale real quick. Yep. Why did I think it was not D? I don't know. But yes, oblique is correct. There's you guys, the rationale. Only human. All right, let's go into radiology. I got a bunch of radiology ones. One thing I notice is that we've got symptoms here, or we have a real diagnosis. A lot of times we don't do diagnoses of the R's, but when we're in radiology, unless they're diagnosing a fracture or something in particular, we might just have a symptom. It just depends on what the radiologist finds. We do have our 45 and 46 consistent, so we can just look up those two differences, and then we need to think about what the report says and who is saying it and who's allowed to say it. But here is your available answers. I have 4 cats in this house, and not one of them is chasing a fly. I'm going to revoke their kitty cat cards. I should have some cats in here freaking out. But it is daylight hours. They like to sleep all day. Maybe they'll come get this thing at night. But I protest. Google says oblique isn't an angle. Yeah, you're right. Oh, yep. Revoke their kitty cat cards. Legitimately, I have the cat over there just snoozing away right beside me. I got one up on a cat tree above my desk, one beside me, and then one below me at my feet on a stool. And all three of them could not be concerned about a fly. AP and lateral of the chest. And we have a cough. Is that a symptom or are we in a diagnosis code area? Cough unspecified. There you go. Yep. So we'll keep our 0.9 for our unspecified, right? And then you just need to figure out, are you one view or two views? Easy peasy, right? We've got our B. Yeah. There's probably not a video in any of my lives where I don't make some sort of mistake, so I never do watch my replays because they're too disappointing. Alright, what are we doing here? They're all in a row, so there's probably a difference, like one view, two views, or CT versus MRI versus MRA, those kind of things. Ooh, what'd we get? What'd we get? Twinkle gifted some memberships. 5 of them? No, go-kart? Yeah, girl. Twinkle's like money queen lately. Look at her. She bought the course from me and now she's giving away YouTube memberships for my birthday. I think she did that last year too. Thank you, Twinkle. That is awesome. Who did she give some to? Scorpio, Mermaid, Vanessa, Shanti, and Rachel. Thank you so much. That's 10 people that got YouTube memberships today just for hanging out in YouTube. And now you got access to a ton of stuff. Thank you, thank you. We'll hit the cheer button. Appreciate that. That makes my birthday extra, extra happy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Get this camera prop back up. All right, let me unveil the question, let you guys see. We are doing an ERT, and that is a DEXA of the hips. Yes, that is very nice of her. Congratulations all. I hope that is super helpful. We got 17,000 taps on TikTok. Woohoo! That is awesome. Hello, Sammy. One of my cats just woke up and got on the back of my new chair. Maybe he'll catch this fly for me. I've got a C from Patrice and a B from Cynthia. And Joy says C also. We are C. That is the correct answer for this question. Good job, guys. All right. What do you guys think is the answer for this question, just based off the available answers? if you were looking at this question during your exam without looking at any of the question, what answer would you pick as the possible answer? Just by looking for similarities, coding irregularities, or coding norms, or correct answer norms as far as patterns from AAPC. Cynthia's got a little dyslexic with that one. Yeah, I do that all the time. And that happens during the exam. You would be so surprised how you're thinking C, but you click on B and you really think that you're picking C, but you actually picked B. It gets crazy in your brain, how your brain tricks you. Twinkle's done that for I don't know how many years now, 4 at least. Always giving away YouTube memberships on my birthday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it so much. What do you guys think is the answer? Type it in chat. Marcy says C. So what she's doing is looking for similarities. 2 of the answers, A and D, are the most similar and numerically super close together, right? 15 and 16 is the only differences between those 2 answers. And then, because we have no other indications, because these answers are not available in our throwaways, the only other thing that we go by is which one is smallest numerically, because usually the answer is the cheapest of the 2 procedures. So I agree that probably A is the answer. And that is really fun to play with and do before you do these exam questions, so that you feel more confident when you're doing your exam, if you've played around with this process of elimination is what we call it. But here is your question. Now you guys can go on your search and see which answer do you guys think is correct. If we're doing the neck, chest, abdomen, and pelvis for 1 hour, what is our correct answer? What do you guys think? Katie, thank you. It's your son's birthday too? Oh, how exciting. It's a great birthday day. The day the Titanic got hit. The day before tax day. Indeed, A is the correct answer. Isn't that funny? That's so fun to play with. We've got 2 codes, the 62 and the 63. I would look those 2 up first, see what my differences are, and only check my exam question for that difference. 4, 7, what's going on there? 4, 7, 5, 6. Ooh, these are on the exam. 100% these codes have been on the certification exam recently. It's oh, gallbladder. Okay. We just need to know which one we're doing, and then whether we would add professional component or not. Meaning that the radiology was split into two bills where the radiology department is going to bill separately, and then the physician who read the report is billing separately. That's what the 26 means. Thanks, Twinkle. Nope, the fly just flew around me and you left it alone, Sammy. I had to swat it away. Look at that fly. Get the fly, dude. You're sitting here. Look at that fly. There it is. Look, Sammy. Sammy. Oh my God. Really? I tried to pick him up and show him where the fly was because it sat down right beside him on one of my CPT books, and he just went meh at me. Oh my goodness. Thank you for all the taps. We got over 20,000 taps. Oh my gosh, I've not gotten that many in so long. Where are we on YouTube? We got 24 people on, and no, we got 32 people on, and we got 26 likes. Thank you much, guys. Appreciate it. All right, bring back up this question. I got 1C on YouTube for this one. What do you guys think is the answer? We got D's on YouTube. And then we got another C on YouTube. My dog came over and leaned his face on my book and smudged my notes. Oh no, doggy slobber. The difference between C and D, you got, okay, so what did we do? So all we did was this procedure. We might have done a radiology with it, but the only procedure we did was this one. So you know we didn't perform that second procedure, which is in the B and C. So you know your answer has to be A, or it has to be D, either one. You just need to know whether you are billing for which one for the radiology, right? And since it actually goes in and says professional whatever, because your radiologist reading the gram is also your surgeon is acting as a radiologist. They get paid to be the radiologist that day. So we would add that 26 modifier with it. So D is the correct answer. There is the rationale with this one, but I think I explain it better than all that crap that they give. What do you guys think is the answer just by looking at the available answers for this one? Thank you guys for the 22,000 taps on my birthday on TikTok. What do you guys think is the available answer? Oh, her new grandson was born on Saturday, very close to my birthday. That is awesome. That is great. The 12th. Love even days. I'm an even number kind of person. I like even numbers. That's great. My hubby's birthday is on Thursday. It's a good week. That's awesome. Yeah, Patrice, I like that thinking. We've got two answers with the same answer in it, right? Would our answer be more likely one CPT code or two? More than likely, the answer is A. They're just going to try to put a lot of propaganda in this question and make us think that we need to order two CPT codes, but our answer is probably more likely to be A than anything else. Just by looking for patterns in their available answers, what do you guys think? Of course, it's the answer for this one. We are doing a BPB. It included a non-stress test. We checked out the amniotic fluid, uterine cavity, and we did the profile. Deborah's going rogue with the D, picking two codes. The answer is A for this one. Yep, A is correct. Here's your rationale on that one. You guys can zoom in on that later, but it's basically just telling you why we don't pick the we don't need that 59025. It's not reported separately with that one. It's because that non-stress testing is included in our 76818. It's already in the CPT code. We do not code it separate. Yes, we did both test, but we don't bill them both because one is included in the other. All right, this one is just a difference between our 05 and our 16, and whether we are billing for only the professional component or if we're billing for the test and the reporting of it all together. What is our 76805? 768. Seven, 6805. Versus our 16. Both are ultrasounds, both are pregnancies. What is your differences? One is per fetus, and one is single or first gestation. It's a trimester thing. So let's check out and see what's going on in our report. What have we got going on? These OB ultrasounds or mammograms are always on the exam. Knowing what's in them, what's included, and your little differences is super helpful for these. Yeah, we're probably both of these codes are probably first trimester, both of them, even though one only really says it, but the other one does it too. That's probably where the confusion comes in for this one. Why are we doing them? There's a difference between them. We're doing in the 05 a fetal and maternal evaluation, where in the 16, why are we doing it? We're doing a follow-up or a reevaluation of the baby's size. So looking for keywords of those differences is more important than how many weeks pregnant. So we're dealing with just the size, right? So we know we are dealing with a 16. Now you just need to know whether you're billing the whole ultrasound and the reporting, or are you just reporting for the professional component of just the reading of the report? Yep, since the obstetrician's office is also reading the report and doing the ultrasound, then we just bill the code simply. This isn't like if they were at a hospital getting the ultrasound and then sending it to the ultrasound to a doctor to read electronically somewhere else and wasn't involved in the ultrasound and doesn't own the building or whatever, then you would bill D. But this answer for this question is C. Yes, yes, yes. It is C. Oh, you did. Wow, a 68 is a great score, Mama Coder. That is awesome. You are so close. You know, just a couple of differences will make a huge difference. You know, I bet if this next question might make a big difference. If you change the way you look at your available answers. Ooh, I got a cat going after a fly now. You go, Chloe. Get that fly. Get that fly, girl. Go eat it. I bet this will make a huge difference. Huge difference. Let me see. If I can't get video capture. Yes, yes, yes. We can't get that going. All right. So, if you are doing this question, it's a difference between a 502 versus a 505 code. That's the first 3 digits. So what you do during your exam for this question is you're going to go to the 502 area, and you can do this in every section of your certification exam. 502, no notes in this book, but I can still do it. 502.50, I am not going to the CPT code or the CPT code descriptor. I'm not. I went to the page where it's at, but now what I'm going to do is go look at my blue header, which means my surgery type for the 502s is a blue excision. The other thing I have to do is go back and look for my red header because I need to see what body part I'm under. I'm going back, and these body parts, if I'm working on it, is only a kidney. So if I'm 502, I'm working on a kidney and I'm doing an excision. If I'm doing 505.93, which is the other available answers on the exam, goes that fly again. 505.93. Where am I at? 505.93. It's down here, but I'm not going to read the CPT code or the descriptor because that's not going to help me. What's my blue header? Other procedures. Is my answer usually other unspecified? No, not usually, but let's also go back and look for our body part. What are we dealing with? Are we still in the kidneys here? We might be. Yeah, we're still under kidney. So are we doing an other procedure or are we doing a excision? Let's look at our exam question and see what we are doing. What did we do? Cryoablation. Where would that go? Is that a 502 thing or a 505 thing? They're both ablations. 502.50 and 505.93. They're all ablations. How did we get to the body part that we wanted to ablaze? We also have two available answers that start out the same, which is another indication. And then they just want to know, do we know our differences between the two radiologies? And then, which radiology would it more likely be? Looking for which blue header and red header for all of the available answers during your online exam, no matter what chapter you're in, is super helpful. On the next page, all the codes in the next set of a bunch of pages are only dealing with ureter. If your surgery is a ureter and something else, and you do the work on the bladder too, then you know you're not underneath any of these codes that are only doing repairs and stuff on the ureter. If you have a combo code that is doing procedures on multiple things, you'll have a red header that will change and will say that you're doing ureter and bladder, which is really cool. All of these codes are dealing with just bladder, and then all of these codes are going to be dealing with the combo code, urethra and bladder, which is really kind of cool. Just looking at those differences is super handy dandy. Our 76940, 76940 is ultrasound guidance, where our 77013s are under fluoroscope guidance. Was our guidance ultrasound or fluoroscope? Or tomography, CT, yeah, CT. And it says CT right there. So this one was ultrasound. These are CT guided. You know you're going to stay right here in the CT area. Yep, C is our correct answer for this one. All right, we got time for one more, and then I gotta go get Jamesy from his wrestling practice or something. He's practicing for next season, I think. So all radiology. We've got 2 in the 67 area, right? So I'd probably go over there to that area, see what's going on with those codes, and check my headers, make sure we're into the right spot. Are we doing an ultrasound? Are we doing fluoroscope? Are we doing MRI, MRA, CT? Those kind of things are all the similars. You are so close, Mama Coder. You failed the compliance and regulatory part. That is one of the easiest things I can help you fix too. All you got to do is add some notes to the front of your book, right? So up here in the front of my CPT book, the things that I like to write down.
Karen Escobar has become a member.
Great, Karen. I hope those YouTube videos help you out. So in the front of your book, I've got examples of fraud and abuse, like billing not furnished supplies, examples of abuse, excessive charges. What is our compliance program? It has 7 components: a written policy, leadership, training, communication standards, monitoring, audits, and response. What is the purpose of compliance program? Prevents fraud claims. What is the scope? The scope depends on the size and resources. There we go. What's the definition of NCD? Medically necessary. What is the purpose of NCD? It explains CMS. Regional equals LCD. Who determines coverage? MAC does, not CMS. Most people pick that answer, but MAC, M-A-C, determines coverage. All that is super handy dandy. What year did the HIPAA start? 1996. OCR, the Office of Civil Rights. What is merit-based incentives? What forms do physicians use? What forms do hospitals use? ABNs happen prior. All the compliance and stuff like that is written out there. And then if I have ICD-10 guidelines and stuff that are super important, I write them near the codes that are affected, like pain and cancer, all that stuff, so that it's handy. I'll write it on the very first page of that chapter instead of going to write it all in next to the individual codes. I'll write it all on the very first page. So C03 has all my ICD-10 guidelines all in one reason, in one page. Like this is for C80, but I have it at the C03 because it's the very first page. I don't want to find guidelines throughout the whole C section because it's a huge section, right? But everything is right here. If I have a cancer patient who is dehydrated due to cancer, then dehydration goes first and then cancer goes second. If they're here and they have anemia due to treatment of their cancer, then anemia goes first. What's default with anemia and cancer? I have the default here. Cancer goes first and then anemia goes second. All my guidelines dealing with cancer are on these 2 pages, and no matter where they're at in the section. Same thing with pain, drug interactions. All my OB and delivery are all on the same page. All my OB and delivery are on the very first page. This pregnancy thing starts out with 000, right? But all my guidelines for pregnancy are on the same page. That way I don't have to go looking for them. When delivery occurs, sequence the condition at admit first, and then any complications come second. Poisoning with pregnancy is listed here. Pre-existing conditions with hypertension or whatever. It's all listed here. That way I don't have to go look for it. that makes a big difference, is if you just combine it all into one area, and then that way you can go hunt for it and in a consistent and, you know, centralized one location place. I think that's helpful. But just a few little tweaks, like writing a few of the guidelines and compliance stuff. Go through your practice exam questions and find those guidelines that they go over on those practice exam questions that are related to compliance and stuff. You can write them in. Look at these diseases of the eye. There's plenty of note space over here next to it too that you can write on, but I wrote all the eye stuff all in one location next to the guidelines, so that I have it listed right beside them. That makes it super helpful. Back to this question that we're working on right here. Just two little low questions. Be super helpful. Yes, Mama Coder, you're gonna get it. That is super great that you were just two little low questions away. You're so close. Don't give up and don't wait too long. 48 is D. You did good. Christy says that because they performed the ultrasound of the gallbladder, would see if the ultrasound was of other organs within the abdomen. Let me check it out. Let me see what C is. C76. 700. 76700. Abdomen real time. Abdominal complete. That's a complete, where 05 is just limited. So this would be of everything. The 76700 would be all of your abdominal organs, everything that's in your abdomen. 05 is because we're only doing, the ultrasound was performed on the gallbladder, one organ. Yep. One organ is why it is the 05. Very good question. I hope today has been super helpful. I've already got the link up for Friday's live. We will be back with 2 more hours on Friday. Please don't forget to check out my website. It's there to hold a ton of information for you. Sign up for it. It's free. I won't spam you a ton, but also you get a ton of free access to practice questions, my CPT book prep, which is free underneath resources, the free photo gallery, which is available also, which is called the shared gallery, which holds my favorite anatomy pictures that will help you do notes in your book. There's 3 videos on the digestion system on how to do the notes. There is so much free information, and all the links to the Discord, Pinterest, RedNote, LinkedIn, all that stuff is all available there on my website. And I hope this is super helpful. Thank you so much. We got 11 new YouTube subscribers for the month. That is so great. 12 altogether today, so that is wonderful. And thank you so much, Twinkle, for all the free YouTube memberships. That really makes my birthday every year. Thank you so much. And I love you guys. I hope this is super helpful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Go-Kart. And I gotta go dash and catch James from practice. See you guys on Friday, and see you guys on Wednesday for the course class. I got 5 students, so I will see you guys on Wednesday night. I hope you are working hard on the anatomy. For the ICD-10, you've got anatomy finished, and we're moving on to the ICD-10 book. I've already got up some videos and notes for that, so head on over there. Love you guys.